Welcome to Elite Box. This is the Elite Box Skills Room. I'm Coach Ray. Elite Box Skills Room is the curriculum for boxing. Everything you need to know from A to Z of boxing and to give yourself the best chance of success of becoming a good boxer. Today, we're going to learn how to stand. Boxing stance can be very simply explained. I generally teach it in different ways to different individuals. So I often decide based on how tall the person is, also the temperament of the individual, and a particular style preference. People prefer different styles. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways to stand while you're boxing. So it always starts with a neutral stance. So a neutral stance is something like this, pretty much. This is how you stand. So I always say for the orthodox, just push your right leg behind you, catch yourself, okay? Keep your arms still by your side. And then what you need to do with your rear foot, which is your back leg, is get your toes dirty, dig it into the ground, your toes, like that, and take your heels to the sky, like so. Okay, I'll explain this very shortly. Now, with the arms, what you need to do with the arms is lift them up, get the rear arm on the right cheek. There's almost a pocket here, keep it here. The elbow is close to the torso, and the lead arm, which is the left hand in the orthodox stance, is close to the opponent. But I should see over the knuckle, like that. This is how it should be. Now this is a good stance, generally speaking, for people who have long limbs and they're useful and very active with their jabs and they throw a lot of straight punches. This is a useful stance for them. The reason for the heels being high and going towards the sky is because it allows for more mobility. You can move much easier with that sort of stance, okay? This stance is popular in Cuba and is also popular in the Soviet region, so Russia, Ukraine, that sort of thing. Very popular around there. This is a good stance, okay? The next stance I'll teach is typically for people who are a bit more stocky. They're a bit shorter, a bit wider. Now what they usually do is they're very square, like this, okay? So from the neutral stance, they will actually step with the front foot, the left foot forward, bend the knees a bit, all right? And literally just tuck up their elbows close to their body. This is a stance for people who are usually shorter, very strong base and muscly. It makes sense. You will probably see this, you'll probably be familiar with this style from Mike Tyson, because for the heavyweight division, he's quite short for that division. So it's like this, okay? So one of the advantages, because every style has its advantage and disadvantage. One of the advantages of this particular style, it means that you are quite a small target. You're a small target and you're very compact as well. So because you're compact, everything that gets thrown at you is deflected easily, generally speaking, and you have a good solid foundation, solid base to throw your hooks and power punches. This stance is not meant for people who jab. This stance is for people who throw power punches. Now a power punch is any punch other than a jab, okay? So a backhand, a hook, uppercut, they're all considered power punches. Now another stance that generally some people use is an extremely defensive stance. So from the neutral position, you take their right leg all the way back, okay? Because their weight now is on the back leg, okay? So the front leg, the knee slightly bent, the right arm, which is the back arm, is on the chin or cheek area, and then this hand is very close to the opponent. Now this is a counter-puncher stance, very much so, and it's obvious because they're off the center line and they're quite far away from their opponent. So it's going to take, they're basically creating 3 barriers. The hand is one defensive barrier, the shoulder is one defensive barrier, and then the distance of the head away from the shoulder is the 3rd defensive barrier. This is a very defensive stance. So for these sort of people, they're very patient, and what they want to do is they want to trigger you to do something, and then they counter. That's the idea. So those are 3 simple stances. You can practice them in front of the mirror. They're very, very easy. In boxing, yes, a lot of coaches, we do tell clients and fighters to stick to a particular stance, just because sometimes it's easier just to work on something with repetition. But generally speaking, if you only have one fighter or one individual you're training, you have to customize whatever advice or guidance you're giving them. So there isn't one stance for everyone. You just have to learn what you prefer and also what works to your individual ability and advantage. Excellent.